Alden Naranjo. My last name is spelled Naranjo.
And how do you spell your first name?
Alden, Alden.
And what's your hometown?
Ignacio, Colorado.
And my first question is, what is your connection to D-Day or to World War II?
I have a relative that was here. His name is Nelson Tennigetts, and he was killed in action here in Europe, and he's buried in Belgium. So for that reason, because he was a Ute Indian, and I'm a Ute also, so kind of making that connection with the spirit of Nelson.
Can you say that again? I'm so sorry.
His nephew, Charles Shay's nephew, Tim Shay, invited me to come here, and so that's why we're here also. But also for the other reason for our Ute relative that was here. But there was other Native Americans that served during that period of time. So a lot of our Native Americans that served during that time then come home. So I guess in a way we're kind of also celebrating their life that they had.
And when you came here, how do you feel when you come here? How do you feel when you were at the ceremony? How do you feel about this?
I guess after 75 years, the trauma of all the action that took place here on this beach here is kind of maybe slowed down, washed away, or however you want to say that. You know, after 75 years, the feeling of all those that was died in action here has kind of subsided a little bit. So there isn't the real strong feeling of those spirits that was around at that time. No. So I feel honored to be here with my fellow Native veterans.
And with the statue having been erected in honor of the Native Americans who served and fought in World War II, how do you feel about them honoring
I think that they all have the same feelings that I have of honoring all the rest of the people, not only Native Americans, but all the rest of the people that took part during that period of time on June 6th. You know.
Is there anything you would say back to the people at home, to the young people? What would you say to them?
I would say to my young people is don't forget our history. Don't forget our history amongst our Native people that served during the Second World War. And don't forget who they were, because if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have the freedom that we have today. No.
Is there anything else you would like to add? Have you say your name again if you spell it up?
Alden Naranjo, and I'm Ute from Colorado. There's other Ute nations, that we have 7 bands of Ute in Utah and in Colorado. So.
And how do you spell your name again, just to make sure for the camera?
My last name is Naranjo, Naranjo, Alden, Alden.
I'd have to spell it out. Okay, I'll give you my American name then. Linda Woods.
Linda Woods, can you spell it out just
Woods, W-O-O-D-S.
And Linda,
L-I-N-D-A. Uh-huh.
And what title do you prefer? You want to go by your rank?
My native name is Wabmishi Kakwa, Wabmishikakwe. That means white turtle woman.
Okay. Explain this event.
Well, my adopted dad, served during World War II, and he was in Belgium. He wasn't here. So many of our people in Peshabi town, it's just a tiny village of like 30 homes. But I would say maybe a half of our men served during that time. I have many names where I'm going to put their names down on the beaches here for the World War II veterans who served. So my mother's dear friend, her name was Delia, and she was in the Army Air Corps, and she was with her husband who was in the Army, and they both served also. But I'm honored to be here and I met Charles a couple of years ago in Illinois when he was there. And so I heard his story for the first time there. And then when this opportunity arrived, I wanted to be here to honor him and to honor all of our Native soldiers who came here. And we did part of that here in the cemetery ceremonies, I think 3 different places we went. And we prayed for our Native American soldiers from all over. So I'm really, really honored to be here.
How do you feel having come all this way, doing what you did over there, doing it here? How do you feel about that?
It's a wonderful, wonderful honor. And I'm deeply, deeply humbled to be here, to be allowed to come here and to just participate in just whatever way I can. And to be here, I brought my son with me, Rick, who without his help, I could not have done this because as you see, there's a lot of walking, there's a lot of standing, there's a lot of things, and he's there to make sure I'm okay.
And then, showing respect to them.
It's beautiful. We don't want to be forgotten by the world. And I'm so grateful to France for remembering us and never forgetting who we are. We had a connection with them when they came to our country, to the Americas. So I'm really, really honored to be here.
And Charles Shay?
Okay. Charles Shay to me is of the highest honorable quality in a human being, and that he represents all Native people to us. He's really our relative. We're Anishinaabe and it's close to the Penobscot people, and so we are related in that way, in a spiritual way. So he is I guess I could say he's like a father figure. He's very kind. When I first heard him, I thought, oh my goodness, what a strong man. What a beautiful, strong man. I believe the Creator has him with us to show the world that we are not forgotten, and he saw to it at this memorial with the turtle and all of that, and what that means to us. So that all Native people in America will know that they are not forgotten here because of him.
And to them, given what you've seen and what you've done here.
I would like to say to my friends and relatives at home, to the Grand Traverse Band people, that I'm here to represent our people. And I want you to know that I'm thinking of you. I'm praying for you as I lay tobacco on the sand for you here on the beaches, and that you are always in my prayers.